Hi there. Welcome to today's podcast. I'm Suhina, founder and CEO of Jonda Health, a technology startup focused on revolutionizing healthcare. For those of you who don't know me, I am passionate about health tech innovation, leadership, and empowering others to really break free from the constraints that hold them back. As a bit of a background about myself, so I've spent over 15 years in the healthcare industry, initially starting my career as a doctor. My journey has really taken me from clinical practice to the intersection of healthcare and technology to where I am now, where I lead Jonda Health. And our mission at Jonda Health is really to make health data usable, accessible, and transparent so that we can enable better decision making, improve patient outcomes, and do so much more when it comes to healthcare innovation. So what are we going to be talking about today? So today we're going to be diving into a topic that's very, very close to my heart, which is really around breaking the constraints of others, societies, or belief systems that really prevent us from being all of who we are. For me, this is a journey I've actually walked myself, and one I truly believe is crucial for anyone that's looking to lead a fulfilled and authentic life. And so you may ask yourself, why is this relevant? And I would say, through my lived experience, I've realized the importance of really not pigeonholing ourselves into predefined roles or expectations. I would say in the past, I might have strictly introduced myself by my job title or my educational background. But what I've learned over the years is that we are so much more than the labels we or others really assign to us, right? And so I would say this realization as well has really impacted the way I've chosen to lead, right? So I would say I've really shifted from, leading from a place that I would say was quite fear-based to one that's more rooted in compassion. And I think before when I looked at compassion, I saw compassion as weakness. That was a belief system in my head. Don't ask me why. And I've really reframed that to say, well, compassion doesn't actually make you weak. It actually makes you resilient and empathetic, right? And it allows you to really lead from your heart. And it allows you to connect to people at a much deeper level and really fosters an environment where everyone really feels valued and understood. And, I think oftentimes we talk about psychological safety within teams. And really, this is one way to really do that, is really leading from a place of compassion as opposed to leading from a place of fear. And then my personal experiences as well have been quite interesting as a female entrepreneur and tech founder. More often than not, I usually find myself in the minority. It really isn't uncommon for me to be one of the very few women in the room at industry events or, at investor meetups or like tech meetups. And I've also been told many times by some investors that me being a woman, woman founder in a tech company is actually a disadvantage, and that I'm not going to be able to raise capital because, I should look to get on like a male co-founder and I don't know, a whole bunch of different things that have been told to me. If you look at the stats, yes, I think that, female-led startups are less likely to receive funding than male counterparts. That is based on the studies that have been done. That is actually indeed true. I, however, choose to view the situation very differently. I really see it as an advantage. I've just really chosen to reframe this for myself and just realize that, me being in the minority actually gives me a very unique perspective. And also it makes me incredibly resilient, right? It's taught me to really see opportunities where others just see obstacles. And I think, when you start to frame things around opportunities, you also allow yourself to lead with empathy and strength, right? So instead of running around just being so fearful and just seeing obstacle after obstacle, you see, oh, okay, this is an opportunity, and really looking at it with like a fresh set of eyes and with clarity, and not with such a negative viewpoint, but just looking at it for what it is and really seeing how do you navigate a path forward, right? So I also wanted to give you guys a little bit of advice on like what I've done in order to help me sort of go through the removal, I would say, of these constraints to really sort of break free from all of these belief systems, constraints, etc., that we very often find ourselves in, right? So what I would like you all to do is really, take a moment, reflect, and really write down, what do you feel is really holding you back, right? What are the constraints that you place on yourself? Are these limitations based on fear? Are they based on societal expectations? Is it self-doubt? And then I guess the next question for me is, ask yourself, if you really want to continue living with those constraints, do you want to continue living in this prison that you've created for yourself? And I would hope that the answer to that would be no, right? And if the answer is no, then let it go. Just choose to let it go. I mean, just say that you choose to let it go. Change your narrative, change your perspective, and don't let those things hold you back any longer than it should, right? Oftentimes people are like, oh yes, but how do you, that's very easy to say, just, let it go, especially when things are deeply rooted from a place of fear. And I said, well, the way I see life in many ways is like riding a bicycle, right? I think when I first learned to ride a bicycle, I was incredibly scared. I was terrified of falling. But then we all are, right? And then you fall and you realize, oh, actually, it's not that bad. You get back up and you try again. And then you start to get confidence, you practice, and will there be fear? Yes, fear is part of the process. Yes, the terrain becomes more difficult as you continue to evolve. But why can't we just take that fear and put it into something constructive? Say, okay, this is an opportunity for me to grow and evolve. So like, I've learned something, right? I've learned something from like when I fell. Okay, awesome. So now I'm going to take that I've learned when I get back up again and I start riding that bicycle again, and then we keep moving forward, right? As opposed to just saying, okay, I fell, now I'm scared, so I'm not going to get back up again, so I'm just going to sit there. But then you're not making any forward progress, you're just stuck, right? So you're not really evolving, you're not actually growing, you're just stuck. And really, do we really want to live a life where we're just stuck? I don't know, my answer would be no. I don't want to live a life in which I'm stuck. I want to keep evolving, I want to keep growing, I want to keep being the best version of myself every step of the way. So I would say, embrace the journey with all its bubbles and falls, and just keep moving forward, right? I think that's really important, is to just keep moving forward. If I look at Jonda Health, for me, I mean, it's just been such an incredible journey of really removing all of these barriers, all of these imposed limitations that I've placed on myself. I always say that I'm not actually the person I was like a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. And that's because I'm constantly evolving, right? I'm also constantly reevaluating, like, where am I, do I get everything right all the time? Absolutely no. Am I learning every day? Absolutely yes. Am I embracing the lessons? Yes. Do I see them as a blessing? Yes, absolutely, right? And for me, it's been so great to really just shift that mindset, shift that energy of the way that I look at things, the way that I lead the company, just everything, right? And it's been so rewarding. Am I still learning? Am I still evolving? Yes. Do I still have fear occasionally? Yes. Do I change that fear into something else that's more positive? Absolutely yes. And look, I think this is normal, right? And I think as we get more and more used to really sort of transmuting fear into something that is more constructive as opposed to destructive, honestly, we get better and better and better at it, that it literally becomes second nature, right? And really, that's the beauty of it. So what I want to say is that, like, as much as it may seem like a one-time event, it really is an ongoing process, right? So I think we're all very complex, layered individuals. So just, continually take the time, reflect, assess, and really redefine what's possible for you, right? So as we wrap up, I really encourage you to think how you can break free from your constraints today, right? Take that step, even if it's a very small one, just take it, right? And really embrace like all the unlimited possibilities that really await you just by taking that first small step forward, or giant step, whatever, just take a step forward, right? Because I think that's fundamental. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me today. If you found today useful and helpful, please feel free to share it with anyone that you think would benefit from it. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on LinkedIn or follow me on LinkedIn. I will do my best to get back to you if I can. I look forward to hearing from you, and I would say take care and keep riding that bicycle. Bye.